Okay guys, I'm on a roll today. I'm on a roll. Guys, I'm really happy. I'm filming a lot, I'm recording. I can't wait to get my mic so I can get y'all with like my very fancy setup. This is therapy. No one told me that making a YouTube channel would be free therapy. With that being said, I want to talk about pretty. Pretty is definitely ruining my life. Pretty has me in a chokehold. I don't stop thinking about pretty. I never stop thinking about pretty. And I want to start this conversation with a realization I had a couple months ago. Every morning that I leave the house, I do my makeup. It doesn't have to be a lot, but I do some makeup. And some days it'll be okay, and some days it'll be pretty good. But no matter how my makeup looks, as soon as I get about 2 feet out of my door, I completely forget what I look like. And I'm being completely serious. I have no idea at all what I look like. And I think that comes from the fact that every time I see my face on a different screen or in a different angle or in a different lighting or with different makeup on, it's like it feels like a self-shattering experience. It feels like looking at someone different. As soon as I see something I don't like, it's just mayhem. It sucks everything out of me. It ruins my day, totally and completely. I am obsessed with pretty. It's one of my, if not my biggest challenges and weaknesses is pretty. Pretty is like literally ruining my life, and I kind of crave it because it gives me some kind of order in the disorder that I am. I give myself a ritual and a way to present myself that I can control. You know? I give myself a way to show people what I am, even if I'm not exactly or totally or 100% aware of what I look like all the time. I know that if I put in just the right amount of effort, as much effort as I possibly can, if I'm meticulous enough, maybe what I'm trying to present, this beauty, this intricacy that I'm trying to present, I know that maybe it'll show through, you know? If I put in that much effort, that means every single day, devoting time to pretty, you know? Devoting time to pretty. It makes me feel shallow, honestly, because I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed in a weird, ritualistic way that I hear like written about in songs. It makes me feel gross and grimy and disgusting because no one should be that obsessed with pretty. No one should be that obsessed with pretty, but I want it so bad. I think the kind of pretty that I really want is I want to be so pretty that no one could possibly tell me otherwise. Like I want to be some kind of standard that doesn't exist. And it's not about comparison to me. I think I find beauty in quite literally every single person that I surround myself with. Every single girl I'm around I think is undyingly gorgeous, undyingly beautiful. And they all look different too. But I find them gorgeous, genuinely. I could sit and look at my friends for hours, like genuinely. But there's something about myself that like I get a creepy, crawly, disgusting feeling when I look in the mirror. Half the time, more than half the time. I'm trying to get over that. I think that obviously, you know, you probably could infer that some of my self-worth is tied to the way I look and appear, right? And I feel that there's some kind of distinct lovableness that comes with being gorgeous that no one can take away from you. There is a way that you will be received and admired that no matter how you act, whether it's unpleasant or like weird or strange or off, it's like that gorgeousness will seal the deal for you and make you lovable. Like I want the kind of beauty that gives you that innate visceral reaction of bliss and affection. You know, that's the kind of affection I'm craving. Like if I could explain it to you and draw it out for you, that's what I want. And I crave it. I don't think I get it either. I really don't. Like, I get lust all the time. I get lust from people that make my skin physically crawl. And not in the way I was talking about before, just like this like awful way. I don't really get the affection though. I don't. That doesn't mean people don't care about me. I know people care about me, but I don't get what I'm looking for. I don't get that I don't get that golden ticket that makes me receivable to every single person, as if that exists, you know? I think I often assume that these people who I find undyingly beautiful, undeniably beautiful, I assume that they get that treatment. And some of them, maybe they do. Maybe that does exist out there. I wouldn't know, but I assume that no matter what, it makes sense to keep trying and to keep going and to keep progressing and to keep trying to reach this unachievable standard. And oftentimes I look at my mom, and my mom, I feel like, is just like effortlessly stunning. Like, I think she is the picture perfect woman, honestly. And I've told her that. I don't think she believes me, but I think she's gorgeous. I think she is exactly what I want to embody when it comes to the physical. I think you can't beat her, you know? And it's just so natural. It's everything about her is natural. She doesn't she was born like that, you know? And I don't think she knows. Like, I used to, when I was younger, I would just look at my mom and I was like, you're gorgeous. You're genuinely gorgeous. And she doesn't have the same thing I have, this issue that I have, this issue that leaves me restless, literally. Not obviously everyone has problems with beauty, but hers is not like mine. Mine is ritualistic and shameful, in my opinion. It's shameful, in my opinion. I think it started with like this idea of love that I kind of found out about at maybe 10, and I would watch these romance movies, these princess movies, and that's what I wanted. That beautiful, sweet love that's devoted, where there's no one else around and it's sure, you know, it's safe. And I realized that all these beautiful princesses were beautiful, you know? I realized all these princesses look stunning. And when I looked outside into the real world, I realized the people who are getting these romantic connections, I had to realize what they look like. And they didn't look like me, you know? They didn't look like me. I think the first phase of my life was trying to figure out how I could reach that, how I could make it there, you know, how I could get myself as close as possible logically to that standard, the white standard, obviously. Until I realized around COVID that I couldn't do that. You're never going to shed that perception. It's not like I didn't want to be myself either. It's not like I didn't want to be Nigerian, black. You know, it was never that. It was just that I thought that this perceived beauty just didn't lie in myself for a long time, until I was around 13, 14. It wasn't until I was stuck and locked in my house that I opened up my phone and realized that there were so many different kinds of beauties out there that I actually enjoyed better than this standard. And it was like a 360. It was like all of those issues of wanting to totally and completely change were gone. And suddenly there were these new horizons that I could reach in regards to this pretty thing that I wanted so bad. And from there, it's just been a more intellectualized, more logical way of looking at beauty. Looking at how I can embody beauty in its highest form for me specifically as an individual. Not for this specific white standard that was located in my small town in Pennsylvania. And it's just been trying to maximize in an individual, unique way. It's been just as bad as before. It's just as bad, if not worse, now that I'm in college. I can't get over the fact that if you were to take some kind of poll, if we were to line everyone up, all the women up, and score all these women on this rigid basis, some women are going to exceed you by more than a margin. Some women are just going to be that undyingly beautiful, and they're not going to have to try. It's just going to be natural. And it's not an envy I have for them. It's like a fear I have for myself, that if I can't be that standard, if I can't be there, then what's the point of loving me? For some reason, I can't get that out of my head. I worry too, because I know people who let envy consume them. That's not something I think I have, but I'm scared of embodying that trait. That's a trait I don't want. and they do heinous things to other people, and they hurt other people, and it's disgusting to me. Like, there's a disgust I have for envy and people who are shallow and callous. And this is one part of me. I know there's more to me than this desire I have, but it makes me feel unclean, and I'm scared of roaming to that kind of territory. You know, I really am. I don't want to be that. I don't. I really don't. This whole self-love thing, it's like, it really is an uphill thing. Like, every single day, you're gonna find little itty bitty things that prove your innate insecurity over and over and over again. But I think what I'm doing now is just learning how to live in a nonchalance when I see things that don't map up to what I want, and just breathing. I think I'm also trying to learn to connect to my body and not live up here all the time, because up here a lot of it is not real. Like, this is not what's real. What's real is like your body that you can feel, you know, your body that you need to nourish, the food that you put into your mouth, and your physical health. That's real. Not all of these standards, not the editing on Instagram. That's not real. And poisoning your body to meet something that's not real, that's illogical and that's ridiculous. And I wouldn't tell anyone to do that. I wouldn't tell anybody to do that. I wouldn't want anyone to live like that. So why should I live like that, you know? I really don't want people to perceive me like this, and I know I'm putting this out there, but like, yeah, I feel this really bad. I think a lot of girls feel this really bad, especially with the internet. Every single day I see a girl who doesn't look real, and sometimes I save their pictures just to look at them and wonder, and just compare her face to mine to see what I need to fix, to see what I need to improve and how I can improve it if it's even possible. And that's not good. That's not good. Just thought I'd share that, guys. Just thought I'd just share that. You know, it's whatever. We're still chill. We're still swaggers. We're still
ballers. We're still here and lit and with it. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm just telling you guys, we're being the raw, the real, the true today. Like, we're being true.
Okay. Okay, that's all. We're done.